Yeah, don't forget the video this time.
I didn't do that last time. That was you.
Okay, dude. So now I'm in charge of pressing start on the video.
And the audio and setting it up.
We got to divide and conquer.
This is On Air with... Oh, geez. This is Almost On Air with Erica and Jon.
Welcome to the Almost On Air podcast. My name is Jon.
I'm Erica.
And I would like the record to show that we are yet again at Erica's apartment.
Okay.
I just like, this is a one-sided little combination we got going on. We are at your apartment every week. You moved back to LA one time, and now no one wants to come to my house anymore.
That's actually true. I don't want to drive down to Orange County anymore because you do not appreciate.
I don't appreciate.
You don't appreciate Los Angeles.
I appreciate Los Angeles.
You really don't.
I don't love coming all the way down here every week.
No. You guys, the reason he's been here every week is because you've had other things to do in LA, and that's why you are here. It's never because I'm like, no, I'm simply not driving down there.
I used to have this argument. I feel like I've had this argument with girlfriends before where like...
Great. What?
It was just... So the way that the world worked at some point was that I worked in LA, I lived in Orange County, and my girlfriend at the time lived in Riverside.
Right. That's a big triangle.
Which is, yes. It's
of
like
a lot of distance.
An hour the opposite direction between me and LA. It's an hour the opposite way. So she would stay with me all the time, and she'd say, I just think you should come stay with me sometimes. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. If I do that, that's almost a 2-hour commute to LA. It's not that I'm not trying to make the effort. It's just that.
But especially when you were working mornings.
Yeah,
there was simply no way you were driving 2 hours at 4 a.m.
And I feel like I'm hearing your argument then because this is like the same thing. It only makes sense if I'm here in LA.
Right. Like, I told you, if you weren't going to be in LA, I would have come to Orange County this week. That wasn't the end of, like, that wasn't an issue. Also, you have like a home with a bunch of dudes who walk in all the time when we're trying to do work.
No, we have I got to get like an on-air sign.
That would be helpful.
Dude, imagine.
Or just, you have that whiteboard. Why don't you just write, like, on air?
They can usually hear us. They usually don't come in. And they know to, like, turn the AC off. They actually hate it when we record sometimes in the summer.
Because it gets hot.
It gets so hot.
So, see, here, we're not disrupting anyone. You were already in town.
I mean...
We're going to fight about this every week, aren't we?
I mean, also, you have this new couch. So, if you're watching us on YouTube...
Yeah.
Erica got a couch yesterday in her apartment. And it's a very nice couch. I think it fits her apartment well. And so, we just decided...
I was worried it was going to be too big.
No, I think it's the perfect size.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. So, it's the perfect size. And I just feel like...
God. You can't just drop that and then keep going.
Okay, I'm kidding. So we decided to change the vibe today. So instead of sitting at her table, we're lounging on this nice little couch.
We are. I'm literally in like pajamas.
Yeah,
like,
We don't normally do this podcast in the morning either.
No.
So we're really getting like the morning sip of
drinking coffee behind us.
On the couch, podcast
it's all
vibes.
happening. But let's talk about there's something in my eye. Let's talk about our weekends while I get that out.
Nice. So what did you even do this weekend? Wait, you went out this weekend?
I had like a really crazy weekend, actually. I had the
this
most LA weekend ever. And people who don't live in LA, I just want to reference every city that I'm about to mention is at least 30 minutes from each other. So I got an ear piercing in Eagle Rock on Friday.
Does it still hurt?
Okay, please don't do that. It doesn't really hurt, but it doesn't feel good.
Okay.
Last night was the first night that I was able to sleep on that side without it hurting. I did that, and then I went out to dinner and drinks, like kind of in that area. And then the next day, I went to a day party in like kind of near Beverly Hills, like Beverly Grove area.
Nice.
And then I was out from 1 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is rare for me.
It's huge.
Yeah. I ended up in Venice, and I made a bunch of new friends.
Erica.
I know. Well, see, you know when you like meet friends on a night out and you're like, I freaking love them.
Okay. And then you wake up the next day?
No, and I was like, I loved them. They were so nice. They were so wonderful. But I'm like, what if they don't still want to be friends?
Right. No, I always have that challenge too because in the moment, everyone seems so into it because they're all like, everyone's had a little bit to drink.
Totally.
You meet these new friends and like the vibe of just meeting someone new is super high. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, if I text them, is that weird?
One of them followed me on Instagram the next morning.
Okay.
That's a good sign,
That's a
right?
good sign.
Yeah.
If she followed the next morning, that's a follow-up, I think.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I always feel bad texting those people. I was like, what if they were too drunk? Or what if they were just in the moment and no one means it? And then I feel like everyone thinks no one means it.
Right.
And it's hard to make new friends.
Right. Yeah. And I wasn't even like tagged in a story with them or anything. Like he had to seek me out.
Wow. Did you like... Wait. He?
No, he has a girlfriend.
Damn it.
Yeah, not a. But the girlfriend like wasn't with us. But not that.
But have you talked to them since?
No.
You got to start like responding to some of their stories.
Good idea.
Yeah. You got to like ease into there. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like,
you're right.
I'm still a member of this team right now.
Right. They invited me to come do things like, I don't know, in like 2 weeks or something. So
yes, the answer is
yeah,
yes.
the answer is totally yes. So anyway, I did that. And then we went out in Venice. And then the next day I went to the beach in the Palisades.
That's like the
like,
farthest point of LA, I think.
Yeah, like I did the whole map. Didn't make it to Orange County though.
California and LA it's kind of shaped in the form of an L, but like an L where the bottom's a little hanging, you know?
Yeah, I would say like an obtuse angle.
And Palos Verdes is like the
Palisades.
Yeah, the Pacific Palisades. Isn't that the same thing?
Nope, very different areas.
Oh, okay.
Like literally the opposite like side of the coast. So
is it really?
What you were about to say is irrelevant.
I was just gonna say it was in the bottom left of this L, like the very tip of the corner.
Top right. It's kind of like it's not yet to Malibu.
Listen to me for all your LA geographical needs.
Right. But what'd you do this weekend?
I saw Flash Pants, my favorite 80s cover band.
That's right.
And I'm super pumped because it's going to be a double header. They play again this weekend, even though I'm going to a bachelor party, so I don't know if I'm going to make it. But they play a double header in Orange County.
How would you
Weekends back
possibly?
to back.
How would you possibly make Flash Pants if you're going to a bachelor party?
I'm not sure if I'm going to stay at this bachelor party for the entire weekend. Here's the
You're
thing.
so lame.
I know, and trust me, I want to. Here's the thing. I got invited to this bachelor party, and it's one of my great friends. It's a friend of mine from iHeart. I'm a huge fan. So I said yes, and then as it comes, I start to realize I got like 3 bachelor parties in the next month, and I'm like not rich.
Okay, here's my thing. If you come back to Orange County and you go out to see Flash Pants that night,
yes,
you're just going to spend the same amount of money.
Oh, no way, dude. Absolutely not. You know how much it costs to see Flash Pants? $0.
Yeah, but you're buying drinks.
Yeah, so
you're buying girls' drinks. You're
absolutely not.
Wow, some date you are.
I'm not going on a date.
No, okay,
I'm going to see Flash Pants.
But I still think if you go out one night, that's about equivalent to staying an extra night at a bachelor party.
No, because the Airbnb alone would be way more than I'd spend the entire night on drinks.
But are you gonna bail suddenly and make them pay? See, that's the thing. Like, if you're already committed, you have to pay the whole amount.
No, I'm only booked for one night so far. So I feel like if anything, I'm making it cheaper because they're not planning for me to stay the second night. But if I do, it just helps everybody. So that's the good option. They're prepared for me not to stay, so I hold the cards.
I almost just like want to pay for you to stay because I think it's so lame to leave a bachelor party.
Do you want to?
I mean, how much money are we talking?
I honestly don't even know. It's like probably $100 and some.
I just think it's pretty lame to leave halfway through. I think like just commit.
And
just don't go out as much on the other weekends, Jon.
Okay. You mean like my other weekends?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not like a huge... I don't spend a lot of money out on the weekends.
You
I really don't.
I
don't. I promise you I don't.
I've gone out with you. We buy a lot of drinks.
No, my roommate Kyle buys a lot of drinks because he is more financially stable. And a lot of the time, he's just like, I'll wear this one. And that's why we're good friends.
I think that Kyle bought me a lot of drinks at the OC Fair.
Because he knows that, like, a lot of my friends do this. So, like, they know I'm pursuing this whole radio thing. And they know that I'm, like, the friend who's not as, well off as all of them. So they're often like, look, we'll help you out when we can. And, like, when it all works out.
Every time we're together, I buy your coffee.
Yeah.
And I never,
Thanks,
ever. Yeah, no, you're welcome. I never even, like, double. I don't even think about it twice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
don't you have a bachelorette party coming up?
I do have a bachelorette party coming up. And what's so funny is like, I cannot imagine one of the girls being like, well, I'm only coming for one night, so I'm only going to pay for that night.
I mean,
but also I made sure it's pretty inexpensive because I'm planning it.
Oh, nice.
So it's like going to be probably $450 for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
This one was more than that.
What do you guys do? Like, what do men do on bachelor parties?
I think it varies. So in this particular one, we're going to San Diego.
Yeah, that seems like a chill, easy.
And I think it is for the most part.
Okay.
Like going to Gaslamp, which is their downtown bar area. We're renting some boats. There's like, I don't know what Soul Cycle is. No, that's the workout thing.
Yeah, you're doing Soul Cycle?
No. It's
Are you doing like a pedal tavern situation?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Like where you ride around and go to bars, like jump off and go to bars? Wait. You think you're doing that and going on boats?
That's what I mean. Yeah, there's like an itinerary. Well,
there's always an itinerary.
I got an Excel sheet of all the things that they hope to do.
Interesting.
But I have a bachelor party like 2 weeks after that, and we're just going to Vegas. And the person who planned this one decided to do it on Labor Day weekend, which, in case you don't know, is actually the busiest weekend of the entire year.
You're making me extremely nervous. Just
putting my coffee on your couch?
Resting your coffee on my couch. Yeah, Labor Day weekend in Vegas. So I have a bachelorette party. My bachelorette party is Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
But it's in Palm Springs. We're staying at an Airbnb. The
Way
second day, we're literally not leaving the Airbnb. Like, we are doing pool games. We have a yoga instructor coming that morning.
So we are hoping to get a table at said club for this Vegas bachelor
It's going to be
party.
thousands of dollars.
Right now, the estimate is over $500 a person just for the table, just for that one night. And mind I remind you, we're staying in Vegas the entire weekend.
That makes me want to chop my limbs off.
Me too. I'm not going.
No.
I'm going to have fun at the club. Like, I can't. Like, what do you mean?
No, I would not spend that much money. If the entire trip was going to be like $500, okay.
Oh, easy peasy.
Or even if the entire trip was going to be like $750. But that is about my max. I've said this before. I believe that us single people should not have to spend all our time and money on celebrating other people when we don't get celebrated right back.
No, but we will one day.
Will we?
But
That's what I'm wondering.
Hopefully it'll be better too, because I feel like the longer you wait, the more hopefully established your friends are.
That's
so when I
true.
get married at the young age of 46,
Ew.
my friends are gonna have retirements to blow on my bachelor party.
No, that's true. When we get, but you know what? With like women, it's hard because you're like, okay, well, are they going to be pregnant? Are they going to have 4 kids at home? I worry about this. Is, earlier I said I have anxiety. These are the things that keep me up at night.
Do you hope to meet a guy at a bachelorette party?
No.
Oh.
No.
Like, don't you meet guys out?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I haven't gone to that many bachelorette parties because of COVID.
Okay.
A bunch of them got like changed and canceled. No. If you're on a bachelorette party, you're really not actually trying to meet a guy.
I like that, because I feel like that's 100% the same for bachelor parties.
Yeah, maybe you like
I'm not ditching the boys.
like maybe you
for
guys
some,
like link up. Yeah, like for some like
booty.
No. Like no.
Absolutely not.
And like it's fine if you like hang out at the bar and whatever, but like you don't like go home with someone when you're on a bachelorette party.
Yeah, true that. True that.
Then you're missing out.
But sometimes people might buy you drinks.
That's fine with me. Buy me the drinks anytime you want. John.
Yeah.
So I do not get bought drinks for often.
I'll buy you a drink.
No, you won't. You literally
I
just
have
said.
buy you a drink, I think.
I actually don't know
I
if
think
you
sometimes
have.
when we went on our road trip, I feel like sometimes I was like, I got the coffee today.
I'm not sure about this.
I'm positive.
I'm so happy you believe this. But anyway, I was
Remember one time we went to Starbucks with Jake, and I was like, you know what, Jake, you paid for this. Eric, you paid for this. Don't worry, Daddy's got it today.
Okay, maybe that one time.
And then the barista looked at me like,
Yes.
Your friend's a psychopath.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that one time. Great. That's not an alcoholic beverage.
I'm
though.
going to buy you a drink right now.
I don't want one right now.
Okay, well, then that's your fault.
Anyway, I was at the bar in Venice.
Okay.
And like with that group of new friends of mine, we were all dancing around and I was like, I want a drink. So I turned around and walked up to the bar and was standing at the bar. And the bartender asked me what I want. And I said it. And then I see across the bar, a guy and the bartender both look at me. And then the bartender gives me my drink and says, that guy handled it. And I was like, we hadn't even like made eye contact really.
So this is the first time you've laid eyes on this guy?
Yes. And
What do you look like? Give me an age. Give me a short description.
He looked a little older. He was
Talking like 30, we're talking 40.
like probably 35.
Okay.
Although I don't really know. I don't know.
You think he listens?
No.
Do you think he was sitting at the bar like, that's Erica from the Almost On Air podcast?
No, I almost wish. That would make it so much better. But it was strange. So I get the drink and I really don't ask questions because I'm pretty drunk at this point. And I was like, whatever, I'll take the free drink, especially at the Brig in Venice. Those are like $16.
Wow.
So I don't know. I go back about my business and then I get home and I'm like, that guy never even came up, said hi. He never even
so that was
tried. He hardly I yelled thank you across the bar and that was it.
So he bought you a drink and then never came up to you after.
And I could have sworn there was actually a girl standing next to him too.
Do you think
they just felt bad for me?
No, do you think he bought you the drink and then expected you to make the move because he did that?
Is that how it works?
I don't think so.
Have you ever bought a girl a bar from across the drink? What?
Whatever that was, I've not done that.
Oh my god.
Have you ever bought the bar from across the girl drink? Girl bar.
Have you ever bought a girl a drink from across the bar?
I have not, no. But I do think that that's also not an excuse for the girl to come up to talk to you, because then I think that's a cheap cop-out for trying to talk to a girl at a bar. Like, if you can just pay $16 and then she'll come up to you, that's not doing any of the work. That's, like, not it. You know what I mean? That's a cop-out. You can't just pay $16 and expect a girl to come to you because you bought her a drink. Like, I think you should still follow up with that, you know?
Yeah.
Confidence, baby.
Yeah, I'm still so, like, I've really thought about this every day since it happened, because I'm like, what was that?
I think he was waiting for you to come up to him.
That's so lame.
Like, this girl's so ungrateful. She didn't even come up and thank me for the drink.
It was also a really crowded bar, which, like, lo siento.
Hey, power to you.
Hey,
if you buy a girl from across the bar a drink, I said that right.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you're taking the risk. If she gets that drink and walks away, that's the gamble you took.
What's crazy, though, is I literally, like, yelled thank you. Whoa. Oh, I think they're doing construction upstairs again. And I turned my back around, and our table was right there. So he saw where I went.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not bummed.
No, of course. Was he cute?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was like, whatever. Not my type. But, like, I would have talked to him if he said, I wouldn't have been, like, rude. Do you think I give off bitchy vibes?
It depends. Yeah.
No. Drunk Erica does not give off bitchy vibes.
No. Drunk Erica, I feel like less so than normal. Never normal, but I mean, sometimes when you're in the zone, I'm just like, oh, that girl probably doesn't want to talk to me, you know?
If I was, like, at work running shit.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you'd probably be like, whew, that girl scares me.
Whew.
Well, I guess we'll never know what happened with the man with the drink. Maybe
Congrats, though.
he fell down and hurt himself.
I mean, maybe.
Thanks for the congrats. I don't know. I'm so, like, all those times, I feel like whenever I go out with girls, they get bought drinks for and I don't. And I'm like, what vibes am I giving off?
Well, you got bought a drink now.
Yeah, I guess I can't say that now.
I feel like you really gotta. I feel like as a girl, most of the time, you gotta act in a way that will seek out people buying you drinks. You know, because I feel like if you got the game face
Put
on,
my boobs out.
honestly, maybe that's what you gotta do. But I just feel like if you're like tunnel vision and you're not really paying a lot of other people attention, there's a less chance that people are going to buy you drinks randomly, especially from across the bar.
I have a follow-up question about this night, actually,
also,
now that we're talking about this.
Maybe just go out in like areas of LA where more people are down to do that, you know?
So I should keep going to Venice.
Yeah, I feel like Venice is the place that would happen.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was your question?
And like the first crowded bar since COVID, really. Not my first, but one of. Anyway, so wow, they are really doing construction upstairs. I'm sorry if you can hear that. One of the guys that was like in this group, at the end of the night, so I only knew one person in this entire group.
Okay.
And at the end of the night, he and I were like chit-chatting, whatever. And I swear to God, I was so under the impression that he was not hitting on me. But he was like, he said something like, you give off like such great vibes. We were all talking about it in the Uber over. Like, you just walk in and you're just like friends with everyone. It's really cool. It's really great. And I was like, thank you. That's like the nicest compliment you could possibly give me.
Cute.
Super cute. Then I was like, oh, you know what? I actually work in radio. I think that's probably why I'm like so comfortable talking to anyone. La, la, la. He ended up going to our podcast page and like, I think he listened to our podcast on the flight home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you think he still listens?
I don't know. But I was telling my friend, I was like, I got the nicest compliment last night. And she's like, yeah, he was hitting on you.
How did you, A, not know that? And B, I saw this TikTok this week that said girls are the thing that scares girls most when they go out is being put in the friend zone. Because I feel like when girls are talking to dudes, they usually assume that they're hitting on you if they are even remotely flirty.
So I'm the opposite.
So
I just assume everyone wants to be my friend.
Yes.
Is that low self-confidence? Because I just do not expect, like, I don't like go out and I'm like, men are going to hit on me tonight. Oh my God.
But you should be open to it, I think.
I'm not closed off to it.
It kind of sounds like you are. It sounds like you're always making excuses of why they're not hitting on you.
I'm not making excuses. I just
you
don't
made excuses for that guy about why he's not hitting on you, and that guy was probably clearly hitting on you.
Wait, I didn't make an excuse. I just was under the impression that he wasn't hitting on me.
So you made a mental excuse. You just don't know what the excuse was because you decided he's not hitting on you.
You guys, I don't know what's happening upstairs.
I don't know
now.
if you can actually hear that in these microphones, but
if you can't, there's a lot of hammering.
They're stomping the yard.
Anyway,
we want to get to some trending news stories here, and I kind of want to get to talking about our parents and whether or not they supported you.
Okay.
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with some more stories. We are literally so back.
We are
We
incredibly back. I hate you.
I love hearing you say it.
I know you do.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about today was this news story that I came across as I was just combing the web. And it made me think of, first of all, just joy. And then second of all, you.
Oh, God.
Because I just know that every time I send you a positive story about this subject matter, you're going to find an issue with it every single time.
Let's hear it.
So it was this news story that basically says that Elon Musk...
I'm out. Okay, what is it?
That's what I thought. But it says that Elon Musk is currently living in a $50,000 tiny house. It's like a mini...
How tiny?
It's almost like a mobile home. It's a one-bedroom...
So is it essentially the size of this apartment?
It's essentially the size of this apartment. In fact, this apartment just might be bigger. You might live in a bigger home than one of the richest men in the entire world. And
I take issue with that.
It goes to say that it's this little tiny house that was built by where SpaceX is.
Okay.
On one of their platforms, so that's why it's super local. And he doesn't actually own any other homes. He doesn't... You want to take that call?
Nope.
Okay, cool. But he actually doesn't own any homes. He doesn't have any huge yachts. He doesn't have any huge mansions. And we know a lot of people in Hollywood that just have multiple mansions all over the place because they're trying to spend their money. And this guy's like, you know what? I know that I'm rich and I know that I got these goals, but these goals are not to make me rich so I can live a lavish life. These goals are so I can do the things I want to do, like go to space. And that is just another reason. He's not perfect, but I feel like the dude is just you got to respect the grind.
I respect that he doesn't have massive homes, but also does he give to charity?
I don't know.
Because if you've got that much money and you're not spending it on homes or yachts or vacation, I mean, he probably vacations. If you're not spending it on these superficial things, I guess you could say, material things, then freaking donate it. You don't need to go to space that badly.
Oh, we do as a human race.
Why?
Do you know how many inventions come from space travel that you wouldn't even realize? Like the
Maybe
drill,
I don't.
tires. There are so many things we use in our everyday life that came from space adventures.
Okay, but we already have NASA. We don't need Elon Musk himself going to space.
NASA can't do it alone. We've had NASA and we haven't been to the moon since we were at the moon because NASA's funded by the government and the government can't get shit done. So Elon Musk was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it then. And so the only reason NASA is able to go up there is because of SpaceX, because they've invented new ways to reuse rockets and make it so cheap that we can actually go back up to space and do all these new things.
I mean, I'm not pissed at this.
I know.
However, you know how last week we were talking about money can buy happiness?
Yes, which we did get a lot of hate of.
Yeah, people were not thrilled with us.
And I just want the record to show...
We understand that money cannot physically buy happiness.
Yeah.
However,
for
me, I'm like, Elon, if you're going to be that rich, some of the point of me wanting to have a nice job and make a lot of money is, and this is actually going to go into a topic later, but is to be able to support people in my life in a way that yeah, I just want to take you on a vacation. Or if it was you, I'd be like, yeah, I want to just buy your drinks tonight. I don't care. I can do that. And you spend so much time in your home, and we kind of talked about work-life balance and stuff like that. Having a nice home someday where I can have friends over and entertain and have my life and have children probably and whatever. That is happiness. That is how money buys happiness.
True. And I do agree. And for me, a lot of the things that make me personally happy are experiences.
I would say, or going to concerts and not worrying about it.
Exactly. If I could go to concerts and live the lifestyle that I want to live by traveling and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I do think that you have to find happiness within your means. Happiness is not a thing you can buy. It's a state that you're in based on what you have.
And
I do know that.
Our happiness can change as we make more money.
100%. But at the same time, if I didn't have to worry about my $1,000 electricity bill that just came in
Oh my
week,
God, that's right.
Guys, I mean $1,000 for electricity. It doubled this month and I have no idea how that happens. But I'm just saying that takes a huge thing out of my wallet and there are things I can't do. And I just think that, with a comfortable lifestyle, if you can live within your means, that unlocks the gateway of being able to do more things that make you happy rather than doing things to make sure you can have necessities.
Right.
Like food and water and bills and stuff.
So for people like us, we have to continue to work in order to make money, in order to do the things that make us happy, right?
Right.
Also, I think our work, as it grows and as we get better jobs, make us happy. You know what I'm saying? We also both enjoy working and what we do.
Yes. I want to be fulfilled in my career. Yeah.
Yes. So in my mind, I'm like, if I was just extremely, extremely wealthy without having to work, maybe the tiny home thing would be cool because then I would just travel 90% of the year.
True. I also
but we can't do that.
But maybe you get to a point in life where you can.
But then are we working anymore? Because that's a piece that makes me happy. I don't think I could ever not work.
I think you tie your money into places that still give you that satisfaction that working gave you. Whether that's young talent, maybe, and you're like festering young talent or giving people a place to learn, or maybe you still have your hands dipped in different places. So
or
you
do we
can
take this show on the road?
Or we take this moment and show on the road, dude.
If we could take this show around the world.
I'm saying if we had money, we could.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We're agreeing right now.
Yeah, if I had a ton of money, I don't think I would buy a huge mansion. I'd buy some cars then. I do like cars.
See, that is so worthless to me.
No, dude.
I would buy a home where I could host people regularly and comfortably and have a life, and then I would also travel and take this show on the road.
I wouldn't want to have a sweet backyard with like a hammock and a jacuzzi.
I would say like a pool.
And yeah.
And
that little game where you got the little hook on the string and then there's a nail in the tree and you gotta.
Every house that my parents live at, my stepdad makes one of those.
You're kidding?
No, I'm not
those
kidding.
Those things are so hard.
So hard.
Stupid hard.
There's another thing that actually I almost started getting into that we want to talk about this week. Quentin Tarantino. What was the story?
So Quentin Tarantino was on a podcast recently, and he was talking to the host, and he was saying that he hasn't given any of his money since he's been successful to his mom. Not a cent.
And that's for a reason.
And it is for a reason, because when he was little, his mom didn't support his dreams. She would belittle him all the time, and she would even say, he remembers a couple of quotes where she was like, your little writing career, in quotations, belittling it, is never going to take off. And so he remembers that moment, and he was like, all right, Mom, I just want you to know that when I become successful, you are not going to see a dime of my money. There's going to be no putting you in a great house. There's going to be no taking care of you, giving you a Cadillac, all the things that you want. You're not supporting my dream now. So when I make it, you're going to regret this.
Quentin Tarantino.
And he stuck to that.
Another strange person like Elon Musk, but that's okay.
He is very strange.
Makes, great film, I think. Here's my thing. That leads me to believe that his mom did not struggle much in life, because I just don't think, if you're a parent really struggled and really didn't have the means to survive, it doesn't matter what they said, you would try to take care of them a little bit.
I think maybe the opposite though. Maybe, I don't know the background,
right.
But I think hypothetically, maybe she struggled so much and she knew what it took to get to a place of being financially stable that she was like, no, stop with this stupid little writing career. Do something that's going to make you rich, because I don't want to see you struggle.
Okay.
At the same time, I don't actually agree with that, because I think as a parent, your one job is to support your kid. And even if you want to make sure that they have a backup plan or something to fall back on, maybe you make a deal hey, go pursue your dream for 2 years. But if not, you got to go to college, or you got to study this and then do that on the side. I think that's a good compromise. But at the same time, if your kid is passionate about something, you got to support that.
Yeah. And I think that my parents gave me some pretty tough love over the years, because I've always wanted to host in some way, and that looked different throughout different phases of my life. I'm going to freak out about the hammering above us.
I don't even know if you can hear it.
Oh my God. It's really, really driving me insane. And there was a point when I was like, no, I'm just going to quit college, and I'm just going to start applying for hosting gigs and work on my reel and all that. And they were like, we will not pay for you to live if you do that. If you stay in college, we will help.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which they had been helping just with living expenses a little bit.
Right.
And so I stayed in school, and I think their big thing was you have to graduate.
Yeah.
And I did it in 4 years, and I think it really paid off, because through my school I got an internship with KISS, and
I was going to say that too. I really don't think what I've learned in my major has helped me almost at all in this career, but I wouldn't have got this position. The opportunity would not have come without the college.
Yeah. What did you study?
Communications, entertainment. Okay. Literally, my emphasis was entertainment studies.
I studied journalism and minored in mass communications, and all my classes I focused on broadcast. So I really did this in school.
Yeah. And I learned some things, but I didn't learn as much as I learned in my 6-month internship.
Right.
Or my 3-month internship.
Totally.
Yeah, and that alone taught me more about what I'm actually going to need to know.
Right. I interned almost every single semester of school, and I think that's how I got here. But when I was interning, my parents would be like, we will help you financially because you can't work.
Right.
In the summers, I would usually work because I didn't have school, and then just live off that.
I think my mom was she was very supportive in all my dreams, but she couldn't help financially in any way. So that was never really an option. My mom's and I feel bad for saying this, like my mama's support was good, but it was never like a driving factor because I knew I was always doing it for me. You know what I mean? She was always like, yeah, like you can do whatever you want, obviously.
Right. Like she never told you no, don't do that.
She never told me no.
Yeah.
But you know, if I'm trying to imagine a world where my mom was very against my dream and then I happen to be very successful, I don't know if I'm as much of a grudge holder, if I'm enough of a grudge holder to really stick to that.
I think I would.
Like, don't you still love your mom at some point? And you're like, yeah, you were wrong. I proved it to you. Case closed. But now that I'm here, I kind of want, like, my mom, I'm going to help you.
I don't know if I'd be like, here's a mansion, but I certainly would be like, let's go on vacation together. And like, I think it's kind of the experiences thing. Wouldn't you rather use the money to like spend time with them and like rebuild your relationship?
Right.
But maybe she was just that bad.
And maybe that drove him even more to want to succeed, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
Prove the haters wrong.
I mean, revenge is like, there's nothing like really good revenge. Like when you look really good after a breakup and you're like, bummer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if I ever like would really want revenge against my family.
Yeah, I don't think I could either, because even if I'm right, it makes me feel terrible as a person. You know what I mean? Like, even to stick to those things.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, even if I was right and I proved my mom wrong, and like if she was against my career, and
you would feel
famous,
bad not doing anything for her.
I feel bad not doing it, because at the same time,
at the
like,
end of the day, she raised
mom,
you.
Dude, you know, yeah. And even if she did a bad job, like, I feel like every mom has love for their kid.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
maybe
even if they don't know how to show it.
Yeah.
Even if she was a terrible mom, like, you know that she probably meant well, at least. She just didn't know how to do it, you know?
I feel fortunate that I have a great mom.
You do have a great mom.
Like, there's nothing, like, I couldn't be like, no, my mom, I don't know, she doesn't love me. No. She actually bought me this couch that we're sitting on.
Dude, thanks, Dina.
Shout out to Dina.
The vibes are immaculate.
They are.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, that's moms. There's something else I want to talk about. And it comes from you.
From me?
You had a conversation with a girl recently that's kind of concerning.
Oh, about love languages.
Yeah, girl, I did.
Yeah, I was like, I've had a lot of conversations, and you're a girl. You've been talking for the past
No, not with
minutes.
me, not with me.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what happened here.
Yeah, so I was out a couple of weeks ago, and I'd met someone, and we were talking about our love languages.
Okay.
Right? And this was essentially kind of like a first hangout date sort of situation.
Okay.
We were just talking to someone for the first time, and we were going over what our love languages were.
Which, by the way, on a first hangout date situation?
Yeah, I feel like that's you want to know the basics at first. I think that's definitely one of the first.
I don't usually jump to love languages.
Oh, really? I want to know what I'm working with.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
Anyways, we discovered
you
at
and
this
your
moment,
like maybe dates. That's right.
Yeah, I'm like really trying to like find out what we're in for here.
Yeah.
You know?
What are your love languages?
So the five love languages, if you don't know them, they are personal touch, words of affirmation,
personal touch,
physical touch. Wow, which I guess is the same thing. Physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, giving gifts, and acts of service.
Okay.
I think that my top two are physical touch, physical touch.
Personal touch.
Actually, I don't like the word personal touch.
No, personal touch is really weird.
It's not a big love language for me. But physical touch, and this is one that I think I've talked about that I didn't really realize was high on my list.
Physical touch?
Yeah, I really didn't realize that was one that was high on my list.
I feel like you're like
until the past probably month or two. I mean, I'm sorry, year or two.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I've known you 2 years.
Growing up, I was like, I don't really need touch, and I think that's just because a lot of the people I dated over the years needed physical touch as well. So I think I didn't.
You got it without
realizing.
Okay.
Exactly. And then I think that when I started to realize that, I was like, wow, I'm a very touchy person, I think. And I didn't really realize that. And I think that if someone was not down to be touching all the time and like kind of show that physical affection, I think I would probably think they don't like me. Or like, what's going on, you know?
Yeah, something's wrong.
Something's wrong,
yeah.
Exactly. So that's definitely one of my top two. And my second one is acts of service. So like, if I know that you need the laundry done and you're having a busy day and I have some time, I'm going to do that laundry for you.
Interesting. Okay.
If I know you need your car washed and I have some extra time, I'm going to go do that for you.
Okay.
If I know you need some toothpaste at the store because you're running out, I'm going to pick it up for you, because to me, that's helping make your life easier. And that is one of the largest forms or the best ways you can show love.
So you in return want, because it's something like your love languages are how you show love, but also how you prefer to receive it. Right.
Or how you notice it most.
So like you would love if someone was like, oh, you mentioned, you were out of batteries. So
100%.
Yeah.
And in my last relationship, her like acts of service was huge for her. So like I would come home and
so that was compatible.
Absolutely. Like she would make my bed if she had the extra time. And like, I don't need someone to do chores for me because I actually feel really bad when people do that.
Yeah.
But I also know that if they do, I appreciate it more than the normal person would because I'm like, wow, like you didn't have to do that. You know, like you're going out of your way to try and make my life easier. And that to me, I'm just like, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are my top 2. And my last one's probably like gift giving and words of affirmation because I'm just terrible at communicating.
You're not a words of affirmation guy. I know that.
I'm really not a big words of affirmation guy.
I literally try to speak to you sometimes and you don't even hear me.
Which is weird because I talk all day, all the time, especially like for podcasts.
Maybe you need to work on your listening and not your talking.
I don't think it's the listening. I think it's the interpersonal communication that I'm not good with. Oh my God.
Okay.
You know?
Anyway, so what was wrong with the conversation that you had with the girl?
So I was having a conversation with this girl and her love languages were flopped completely. Flip-flopped.
So like physical touch was low.
Her last on her list. Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
That's what I mean. So my 1 through 5 was her 5 through 1, right?
Oh my God.
And so I started to think on this first date and I was like, can you date someone that has completely different love languages than you?
I think that it would be hard to go from knowing that they are completely opposite to fixing it. However, if you fell in love first and then realized that your love languages are flipped or whatever, then I think you can adjust.
Interesting. Because I think the opposite. I think if you fall in love first, then you're already in love with them and then you're kind of stuck because then the love languages, you got to figure it out. And like sometimes you're going to butt heads and it sucks because you're already tied in with these feelings. But if you know ahead of time.
Feelings make the work worth it.
Perhaps. But I think if you know ahead of time, you can adjust and you understand what they're looking for and then you can try to see if you can mesh well before the feelings get tied in. I don't think it's a deal. Is it a red flag or a deal breaker? I think it's a red flag.
I don't even think red flag is the right word.
Okay, I agree. Like a pink
I think
flag.
it is. Well, I just see red flags as more of like toxic behaviors.
Right.
Like men who regularly cheat or like, something like that. I think it's more of just like, it's close to a deal breaker.
What?
I'm not saying it is the deal breaker, but I'm sorry if I'm trying to date someone and they do not want to like cuddle.
Here's my next question. Have you dated someone that didn't have the same love language as you, but you changed that in them? They've learned to appreciate that love language because of you.
You can't change anyone.
I think again, maybe someone doesn't like personal touch, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait, I like." Maybe it's the way that you show it. All of a sudden they recognize that and they kind of need it. For example,
no, I have not been able to change anyone.
Here's my example because gift giving is probably one of my bottom 2.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not really good at that. My little sister. That's probably within her top 2, right? And it's not because and it's more of a giving love language than a receiving love languages.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she expects gifts, but giving gifts is her favorite thing in the world. Like Christmas, she plans months ahead of time. She will listen to all the small things you tell her, and she will pick out that one thing that you said in a passing conversation that you want, and she will twist it and give it to you in the most personalized way where you're like, I can't believe you thought of this.
Gift giving is literally my lowest.
Yeah.
I'm
bad at it. I'm bad at it.
I'm like, I would rather I like to write people notes rather than give them something.
But my sister does it in a way that is so meaningful and thoughtful. And I know when I receive a gift from her, and there have been some Christmases, like I literally forget to give her things. Like I just give her but she like goes out of her way and she doesn't need anything back. But when I open like whatever it is that she got me, I know how much thought went into it, and I know how much she
feel like it changed you.
Yes. I'm like, I receive like I'm not dating my sister, but like I know that's the way that she shows love. And to me, I think I appreciate it in the same way that I would appreciate acts of service, if not more, because I know that it means so much to her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that even if you're not in the same love language level as someone, I think that when you recognize that that's the way they show love, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Like I think you can get over that and maybe even appreciate different things.
I think that for me, my top 2 are definitely, and this is probably dog outside. There's just a lot of sounds today. I think it would be shocking for a lot of my friends to know this, but physical touch is for sure like either 1 or 2 for me.
Interesting, because you hate hugging people.
I don't.
You like don't even hug me goodbye.
People. Well, I like see you all the time.
Okay.
But like in romantic relationships, that is like, I just want to hold your hand. I just want to like cuddle. I just like, I'm not even like super PDA, but like also like kiss me in public. I don't know.
Wow.
Whoa, look at that.
I'm not PDA, but stick your tongue down my throat in the middle of a mall.
Saying. No, there's a difference between kissing and sticking your tongue down my throat.
Is there?
Yeah.
All right.
But words of affirmation is my second one, and I just have a hard time when, like, I would say my last relationship-ish thing really struggled without the words of affirmation. Like, I just felt like I could never figure out what page we were on because
they wouldn't say
we weren't talking. Yes. Yeah. I never knew how he felt. I think that frustrated him because he's like, I'm showing you how I feel. And I'm like, but I need to be told how you feel.
I'm very familiar.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation.
Yeah, it sucks, honestly. Like when you're someone who is so, like, I can communicate how I feel, I think, very quickly and very easily.
Nice.
And like, if something's wrong, I'm like, here's how I feel.
I think sometimes I feel stupid for saying it. And so it closes me off.
For saying how you feel? Yeah, same. Yeah.
So then it's so hard for me to even find the right words that don't sound dumb.
It's always going to be a little embarrassing.
I'd rather just...
I read some meme that was like, why is having a crush so embarrassing? It's like, ew, why are you making me shy? And I'm like, oh my God.
Just fun.
It's so... What?
Because it's fun.
It's not even that fun.
It's kind of fun.
It always sucks.
I don't think it always
It always
sucks.
ends up sucking.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
You ever have a crush and then kiss the guy you like? Doesn't
yeah,
suck.
and then it ends.
Every time? Most times. Most relationships end, actually.
Where are we right now?
But the kiss was cool. You know?
Yeah, I guess so.
So you got to appreciate the things that you get.
But if men could learn how to communicate, maybe I wouldn't have the issue with my words of affirmation. That's all I'm saying.
It's different love languages. And it's good to know.
I also think, though, that men need to be better at communicating and they need to be nurtured in their communication because they have not been.
That's true, actually. I think the more comfortable you make men feel in that setting, the easier it is.
I am the easiest person in the world to open up to.
Especially because I don't think I need words of affirmation back. So, like,
good
I don't
for
need
you.
it. You know, I'm just like, I'm chill.
I'm pissed. I'm so pissed right now.
So final answer, you meet a guy, you go on a date tonight, you have completely different love languages, you break it off or you continue?
If he tells me words of affirmation is his lowest one.
Yep.
Also, I'm a big quality time girl.
Okay, his bottom three are physical touch, words of affirmation, and quality time.
I don't know if I can do it.
Wow.
If he's like, I'm going to see you once a week and I'm never going to touch you or hold your hand and I'm also not really going to tell you how I feel. No, that is toxic.
But you don't think he could maybe warm up to you?
If we're seeing each other once a week, he's not telling me how I feel and he doesn't want to hold my hand.
So this is why you wouldn't ask on the first date, because you want to like him before you even know all these red flags.
I want to... maybe that's my toxic trait.
Yeah, maybe that is your toxic
trait. But look,
if you don't know what you're getting into.
If a guy, if I like him already and then he's like, no, I can't do it.
Case closed.
Done. It's not it for me.
Shut the book.
I need to be respected and valued, and I have not been.
But you get respected and valued you can get without personal touch and words of affirmation. They respect and value you in other love languages. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just compatibility.
I'm done with this conversation because I'm getting annoyed.
Before we get out of here, the last thing I want to ask you about. Saw on Twitter this week, there's a brand new hard alcoholic Mountain Dew coming out at a whopping 9% alcohol.
That sounds like it's going to bleach our insides.
Smash or pass?
Am I having sex with it?
You're smashing the cans or you're passing it to your friend?
I'm passing it to my friend.
It kind of seems, I'm kind of into it. I want to try it once.
I'm down to try it, but it does sound like I'm going to die.
It sounds like a rebirth of the Four Loko.
Like, isn't Mountain Dew already known for being able to, like, strip paint off things and whatever?
I think Coke does that, actually.
Oh.
But I think that what I liked about it is when I saw the can, it said 0 sugar. So I feel like there's other sugars in it, I know.
Yeah,
still,
it's not healthy.
It still helps, I think, you know, like...
I don't think it's Mountain Dew and 9% alcohol.
I want one of the flavors to be like Baja Blast. I would love like an alcoholic Baja Blast.
Well, you know they have those at Taco Bell cantinas, right?
What? Alcoholic Baja Blast?
I don't think I'm lying to you about this.
Oh my God, get in the car. We're going to Newport.
I can't do that right now. Are you smashing or passing? You're passing?
No, I'm a smash to experience and to try it, but I doubt that's something.
That was a metaphor for your life right there.
I'll give it the old try, and then I'll probably realize I'm just probably better off with some classic Coors Light.
How much percentage is in Coors Light?
Like 4.
So imagine. Yeah. Oh, you'd be toasted
I would
after
be
it.
toasted. That's what I mean. I got to give it a try. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe it only takes me 1 or 2 to get kind of drunk, and then it doesn't make me super hungover.
Oh, it's for sure gonna make you so.
How
It's
do you
Mountain
know?
Dew.
You haven't had it. You haven't had it. You don't know until you try it.
Should we find some and try them on?
Yeah, well, they're just in production right now. I don't think they've actually sold
when
them
they
yet.
come out, we will try them on the podcast.
Perfect.
Our next drunk episode. We need a drunk episode soon.
Should we do it right now?
No, it's too early.
Next week it is.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for listening. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/almostonair. You can check out our Instagram @almostonair. And you can check out some of our friends' podcasts.
That's right. I think that Ricky from 20-something's Doing Nothing podcast, I believe that she's coming back this week. She took a little hiatus after Jake left. If you don't know about Jake leaving, go listen to their latest episode. Ran solo. That was weird. And also our friends Carla Marie and Anthony, the Carla Marie and Anthony show on Twitch and My Day Friday podcast. And we are planning our Vegas trip. We don't know when it's going to be, but the 6 of us, Jake included, are still planning on going.
Delta COVID's really thrown a wrench into things.
Yeah, it was going to be this fall, and I don't think it's going to be. So we will keep you posted on that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, if you're new here, send us a DM, introduce yourself, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Okay, bye.